I never should have taken that job, that night shift, especially not at St. Marrow Hospital. Not after everything that happened there. But, I was broke, I needed the money, and the job, it sounded so simple. Just walk the halls, check the generators. Easy, right? Except, there was this one thing they told me. It was this one single rule, and it was absolute. They said, if you hear anything, and I mean anything, coming from Ward 6, you just keep walking. But the crazy thing was, when I looked at the hospital map they gave me, there were only 5 wards. Ward 6, it didn't exist.
So I got there just after 11, and this place, it was like a corpse sitting at the edge of town. The second I stepped inside, the smell just hit me. Damp concrete, mold, and this weird metallic taste that made the back of my tongue go numb. And as I walked deeper, it got so cold. I mean, not a normal cold. This was a heavy, thick kind of cold. Like the air itself was just pressing in on me.
My first patrol was scheduled for midnight. I'm making my way through the halls, and as I pass the old pediatric wing, my flashlight beam just lands on something, right in the middle of the hallway. It was a little red plastic spinning top, just sitting there. I didn't touch it. Nope, I just kept on walking. But when I came back around, maybe 10 minutes later, it was spinning. Fast, just humming away in the dead silence of that empty hall. And that was the moment I knew. This wasn't just some old, creepy building. I wasn't alone in here. Not by a long shot. Okay, so around 1 in the morning, I hear it. An elevator. Running. Which is impossible, right? The power was cut to the whole place, except for the generator room. But I heard it. It dinged, and the doors just slid open into this pitch-black void. I aimed my flashlight inside, and my blood just went ice cold. Scrawled on the back wall, it said, Ward 6, sub-level, and then I saw it. A button. A button that definitely wasn't there before. Just a single dark panel that read, -6. And before I could even think, I stepped inside. The doors closed behind me, and then a whisper. It came from the cables overhead, like a hiss of static. Don't come down here. I just slammed the open button, scrambled out of there gasping for air, and just watched. I watched as the elevator door slid shut and it started to go down, all on its own. Down to a floor that absolutely should not exist. At this point, I needed answers. I had to know what was going on. I found the old administration office, and inside, just one rusted filing cabinet. And in that cabinet, a single binder. It was labeled Internal Investigation, sealed. The first page I read mentioned a night shift incident, said Ward 6 was permanently closed after that. But the rest of it, the rest of the report was just gone, violently ripped out. Tucked into the very back, there was just one scrap of paper left, a frantic scribble. It said, "Don't let him see you through the glass." And right then, the second I read it, lights flickered on down the hall. My radio just crackled to life with this awful, distorted voice. It was coming from the old surgical wing. So I went. I had to. And that's when I saw him. A tall, rail-thin silhouette, just standing there, motionless, behind the observation glass, just watching me. Suddenly, bam! The main overhead light in the operating theater just snaps on, blinding me. And there, smeared across the metal table, was a message. It said, "He sees you now." I didn't look back at the window. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I ran. I was scrambling halfway back to the lobby when I heard it, the sound of small, quick footsteps. And then, a child's giggle. And I looked up. At the far end of the corridor, there was a little boy, standing in a hospital gown. He looked up at me, and his eyes were completely unnaturally black. He whispered, "They shouldn't have opened the door." And then he just, poof, vanished. And that's when I saw it. Right where there had been nothing but a bare wall just minutes ago, there was now a door. A tall steel door. And above it, a single glowing red sign that read, Ward 6. And then I heard it, coming from behind that door. A slow, rhythmic knocking.
6 times. Always 6 times. Then the doorknob, it twitched, and it started to turn, all by itself. And then a voice, this dry, horrible whisper from the crack underneath the door, it said, "You're the new caretaker. Come inside." And that was it for me. I ran. I mean, pure blind panic. Didn't care where I was going. Just away. Somehow I ended up in the boiler room, and in the far corner, a metal hatch in the floor was open. A staircase just led down into total blackness. The walls were just covered in this slick black mold. I don't know why, but I had to know. I went down, and at the bottom, a long hallway. This was it. This had to be the place. I pushed the door at the end of the hall open, and inside, it was just mirrors. Dozens and dozens of them set up like some kind of maze. But my reflections? They were wrong. They weren't in sync with me. One of them smiled at me. Smiled! Even though my own face was a mask of pure terror. Another one, it reached for the glass, like it was trying to get out. And then, a figure stepped out from behind one of the mirrors. It was tall, impossibly thin, and its face was a blur, but its eyes were my eyes. All at once, every single one of my reflections started to whisper, but in my voice. They all said it together. "You're ours now." I stumbled backward, and I hit a mirror. Except I didn't hit it. I fell through it. The glass just gave way like water. I landed hard on cold tile. In this reversed version of the hospital, everything was backward. I looked back, and I saw my own body standing on the other side of the glass, and it was smiling. But it wasn't me anymore. It turned, and it just walked away, out of the room, into my life, wearing my face. I don't know how long I've been trapped here. In the reflection. Time doesn't really work right in this place. I'm just an observer now. Locked in the dark, just watching, waiting. But now, oh God, now someone new has come. I can see him through the glass, a new caretaker. He's walking the halls just like I did. You can see he's curious. He's getting closer to the door toward 6. And he hears it, the knocking. 6 knocks. It's always 6. I'm screaming, I'm beating against the inside of this mirror, but he can't hear me. He can't hear a thing. And the door, it opens, and that thing steps out, smiling with my stolen face. It greets the new man, and behind it, the door towards 6 swings shut, sealing another soul, another heartbeat, another reflection inside this place forever. You see, I'm not the first one. I scream and scream from inside the glass, but no one ever hears. I can only watch them come, one by one, and all I can do is wonder just how many of us are already in here.